sounds like a 59 Bandmaster. What's up? It's your boy, Guitar Mijo 78. Coming back at you with part 2 here. Part 2 of the Revamp. My working pedal board. And, I had a few more thoughts on the working pedal board. What I kept running back to, what I kept running in my mind was that how important it is to see what pedals are in your lineup. But the most important thing is the outcome, is what's at the very end of your chain. Alright, and I didn't speak about that. And what's at the end of my chain is a Morley ABY pedal. Right, and then right before then there's a reverb pedal. And it's not a reverb pedal, it's actually an effects unit. It's the Line 6 M5. And the Line 6 M5 has some really nice reverbs and delays, and it's a modulation pedal. But it's also a pedal emulator. It's what it is. And they have various pedals, like they even have some overdrives. They'll have their version of the Tube Screamer, or their version of the Tube Driver, or their version of this fuzz. They'll say green Screamer. That's a Tube Screamer. But it's Line 6 interpretation of the individual pedal. So it'll say Boss CS. I won't say Boss CS1, but it'll say Blue Box 1, Blue Box 2, Blue Box 3 compression. And it's true bypass. And what I use that for is threefold, which is really important. And the threefold really includes the fact that I use it as a tuner, and I use it as a mute, and I have a remote for it. And the remote is a 4-button remote, but it's a 4x4. So you have you can program 4 rows of 4. And it's connected to a MIDI pedal. Alright, so if I need like an auto wah, or I need a chorus, or a phaser, or a delay pedal, something with just a one hit. Most of the time I have it on reverb on the 63 Spring Dwell, the Fender, the brown Fender reverb box that is 1963. And you can adjust the mix. Okay, you can adjust the amount of guitar signal that goes through, and you can adjust the mix, which is really important. It's not like it's not like you're turning up you can turn up the reverb, but you can also turn up the mix. You can enter amount the clean signal. How much of the clean signal you want in so and again, I don't have a wah pedal. Okay, so I use that. I don't have a tuner on my pedal board, so I use that as well. And I don't have any modulation pedals on my pedal board. And so, like I said in the last video, what I do is I concentrate on the song of the set list. And this is kind of like a layman's term, or working man's version HX effects stomp, something that has multiple patches, multiple effects, and something you can do on the fly, because a lot of those things you can't use on the fly. They're studio related, and basically you can't do them on the fly, and you can't. They're just for different scenarios and different settings. If it works for you, then that's the most important part, is that it works for you. In my case, I like to buy pedals that are affordable and usable, and if they break or they get stepped on, God forbid, the wrong way, or a beer gets spilled on them, I can replace them. I'm not taking Strymon Iridium. I'm not taking the HX effect stomp. I ain't taking a Kemper remote on the floor. No. I mean, we play at house parties and restaurants and bars and weddings and dark settings. The LEDs sometimes are a little bright in different settings. All right, so getting back to the topic, is it the end result? It's the end result, okay? And the end result in my band is that I don't play with an amp, okay? The end result is what it's given to the mixing board. And the mixing board mixes it in, okay? And the engineer mixes it in. One of the other musicians in the group. Okay, and we play to drum machines and a bass track. And we use Boss DR670. And a lot of it is EQ'd around bass and drums and vocals. And so a lot of the times it's very in the mix. It's very much so. We do play covers. We do a lot of dance music, and some of that is a lot of improv, and kind of you have to just get the sound. And a lot of it is trial and error. And so, it's not cranked. Sometimes what we have to play in low settings, and the sound has to sound the same. And sometimes it's impossible to achieve a sound or a tone without a certain amount of volume or headroom. So this is what I'm saying, is that the end result, and sometimes, you can do the inner ear thing and just get your sound. I mean, that'd be great in a church service or something. Like, you get your sound pre-mix, right? So you get your, but we're not talking about all that. We're just talking about at a gig. As a matter of fact, I use earplugs. So I have to know already what my rig sounds like, okay? And, be confident and know what it's supposed to sound like in that particular settings. And not only that, the Behringer, that I've been harping on, that I've made 4 videos already about. Certain pedals probably sound better than others, because remember, the Behringer is an amp simulator, okay? It has a preamp on it. It is a speaker simulator and a mic simulator. Right, you can adjust the mic, and you can EQ it, and adjust what kind of amp. I'm using just a Fender Tweed setting, so I have to leave that on. I don't have to. I'm choosing to leave it on, because I could run through a loop or something. So I'm choosing to leave that on. and I'm choosing to hear what everything sounds like through it, because again, I'm not playing through an amp, so that's kind of like the last line of defense. And sure, I could spend a little more money on the Tech 21 Sans amp. It's probably new. I mean, I've seen them used for $150. Sure, and I think I will one of these days. But for right now, I need the space on my pedal board, and this is doing a great job. I've had to make a few adjustments, but last but not least, I play electric guitar and I play acoustic guitar, so I have to turn all the pedals off, use the same cable, turn all the pedals off, switch the A and B selection on my Morley, right? And then so I have to be able to turn everything off as well. So when I run acoustic, it's just a straight shot. Alright, I got a few more tones here. Hopefully I've been able to answer a few questions. And a lot of these gigs, you get there late. You drop your gear down and it's go. It's there's no time for sound check and whatnot. Drop and go. That's what I'm gonna call. I'm gonna start a series, drop and go rigs. I just made another one, smaller board. All right, but I got my Vertex pedals on there. And you know what? I'm not taking those out. Maybe I'll take a backup. I bought another Behringer. Anyways, I'm Gavin. I have a Venmo and a PayPal if you guys feel obliged. You can also find me on Instagram on Joaquin_Mijo. But y'all be safe. There's some more tunes here, and this is all the pedal board pedals.